Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Wyoming knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you...
It's game time on 1112 BISN.
You've got to get points every time you touch the ball.
Live game coverage of your South High Bison athletic program.
And it goes out of bounds to South.
Expert play-by-play with Steve McDonald.
Jill Saver gets it on right side high.
In-depth color commentary by Alan Cummings.
Huge break for South. We've got East rattled.
And all of the excitement from your South High Bison athletic programs.
He gets it up, he's in the end zone!
Are you ready?
And this is going to be absolutely humongous.
Here is Stephen Allen live on 1112 BISN.
Well, good evening, Bison fans, and welcome to Bison Stadium here on the campus of the picturesque Cheyenne South High School here in South Cheyenne, Wyoming, as tonight 11-12 BIS brings you the ninth. BISN brings you the ninth and final week of 4A high school football. Steve McDonald, Alan Cummings, and the coaches, Phil, the real deal V-Hill, and Mr. 400 himself, Jim Schaefer, here in the press box tonight to bring you this action as the number 3 ranked Sheridan Broncos come to homecoming to take on the Cheyenne South High Bison.
Homecoming and senior night here at Cheyenne South High School, and it was great to see all the seniors recognized. I'll tell you what, last year our senior was recognized, Steve, and it was freezing outside, if you remember. Now it's like, I want to say low 70s, wind coming from the south-southwest at about 5 miles an hour. Barometric pressure is rising, you know. So what do you think?
I think Don Day has just sat down in Alan Cummings' place here. But no, you couldn't be more right about the weather. What a beautiful night for high school football. And this is it. This is the last and final regular season game of the 2014 campaign for the Cheyenne South High Bison. A lot of things could happen tonight as far as if South gets to play another football game. The playoffs start next week, and there are just a number of scenarios that we'll go through here on the S&J Signs Pregame Show. You know, a South win guarantees them a spot in. If they lose, they need some other things to happen. But playoff implications in this game tonight, and you know, South's got to go against one of the best teams in the state in this fast, speedy, and dynamic Sheridan Broncos.
Well, not only are they fast and speedy, but they are big. And you see how big that team is, Sheridan? Sheridan was out there warming up. I was really impressed with their size. There's a reason why Sheridan is the number 3 ranked team in the state. It's because of their speed, Steve. And South's going to have to be able to figure out a way to keep that speed under control if they want to be able to make sure they pull off the upset tonight.
And speed is the key for Sheridan. Now, looking at their stat line, they're not the biggest team in the state. I mean, their offensive line's 200, 205, 180. So not the biggest team, but they are fast, they are dynamic, and they're the number 3 ranked team in the state. So, you know, Sheridan comes to town, and we've got a lot to go over tonight on the S&J Signs Pregame Show as far as previewing Sheridan, previewing Cheyenne South, and what this game's going to entail tonight. Let's go ahead and get started with some other action around the state tonight. Big game up in Gillette as the number 4 East T-Birds go up to play the number 2 Gillette Camels. Sheridan, of course, here at South. Central and Evanston, a big one over at Central. Central, with 3 wins already, has guaranteed their spot in, but they can move up and be as high as the 5th seed in the playoffs. And, of course, the big game where South is concerned, Laramie is at Kelly Walsh. Our understanding right now is that if Kelly Walsh beats Laramie, then South's in the playoffs regardless of what happens on the field tonight. Is this correct, Alan?
No. It's not correct. As long as Rock Springs loses to Natrona.
Oh, well, that's a foregone conclusion. The final game of the night, 1-7 Rock Springs playing Natrona, and that's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Unless Natrona wants to give their guys a break. You know, they locked up home field throughout the playoffs. But if Rock Springs does pull off that upset and South loses tonight, then they'll be out of the playoffs. But if Rock Springs loses and Laramie loses, regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, South will be the number 8 seed going into this is based on the information we figured out. They will be the number 8 seed going into the playoffs against Natrona.
So there you have it. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we move along here in the S&J Signs Pregame Show. We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and break down the Sheridan Broncs, the Speedy Broncs, talk a little bit about them. We'll also look at South. We've got tonight's starting lineups coming your way. It is senior night. It is homecoming, a festive night here at Cheyenne South. So stay in the saddle, hang on tight, and ride this one with us here on 1112 BISN.
Your Bison Network. Are you a high school student that has received an academic, athletic, music, or any other type of high school letter? If you are, then bring your letter and your letterman's jacket to A Stitch in Life, located at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard, and have them sew that patch onto your letterman's jacket for you. Specializing in sewing, tailoring, and embroidery, A Stitch in Life will bring your letterman's jacket to life. Give A Stitch in Life a call at 307-426-5009 or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard and let them know 1112 BISN sent you.
This is number 58, Andrew Eaglewood from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the S&J Signs Pregame Show live on BISN, your Bison Network.
Hello, Bison fans. This is Steve McDonald, voice of the South High Bison. Do you need a full-service real estate expert? Then visit Misty Woods from Number One Properties. Whether you are buying or selling, her expertise and understanding of the local market can make your real estate transaction a success. Visit www.mistywoods, that's M-I-S-T-I-E woods.com, to learn about her services. Once again, that is www.mistywoods.com. Misty Woods is Number One Properties.
No.
Expertise and friendly service is just a click away. Welcome back to the S&J Signs Pregame Show. Steve McDonald, Alan Cummings, and the coaches here in the press box.
Coming at you live.
The band getting ready to take the field here. And let's turn our attention to the Sheridan Broncs. What a great season they've had to this point as they come in to this game with a 6-2 record. Now, last week, Sheridan hit kind of a road bump up in Natrona as they went up there and went down 24-0. So, Sheridan's kind of licking their wounds a little bit coming to town.
Can I say one thing about that, though, Steve? What team has not come home licking their wounds after facing Natrona other than Cheyenne East? Mm-hmm. Natrona's on a mission this year. They're on a mission, and every team has felt their wrath. Cheyenne East did lose that game, but they were the only one to hold them under 20 points this year. So, that was expected, man.
We got a chance to talk to Trevor Jackson from Sheridan Radio earlier tonight, and he told the story of the game, and just said Natrona kind of beat him up, but he said that Sheridan had their opportunities, missed a wide open receiver on a play early in the game they could have scored on, and so Sheridan did have their opportunities, but Natrona, they're just bigger and badder than anybody in the state of Wyoming.
I wouldn't say they're bigger. They're just, I don't know, man. That championship game loss. How would you feel, Steve? Your team's playing in a championship. You hold a team to 0 first downs in the whole second half, and you still lose 14-7.
Yeah.
How would you feel? I think they're just motivated. They're athletic,
Oh, they're
extremely athletic.
They're a huge football team. They made South look like a junior high team on this same field.
We were down 35 points to them 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and physically they're just an imposing team.
They're imposing. But I looked at Sheridan when they were out warming up. Sheridan actually looked just as big, if not bigger, than the Natrona team. But you got to give credit to the coach up there, Coach Harshman up in Casper. He does such a great job with the team. Sheridan's coach as well. They're one of the Power Four, I guess you could say, in the 4A conference.
So looking at Sheridan, they come in ranked 3rd in the state in total offense at about 367 yards per game. The way they break that out is they pass for 165 yards a game, and then they rush for just over 200 yards a game. Again, we've heard tonight that their starting tailback, Evan Kuhn, is out with a fractured wrist, but they'll have running back by committee with Coy Steele, Riley Sessions, and Colby Brunny. So, they'll have plenty to step in, and again, what we heard from Trevor was that even though Evans out, they should see much of a drop off at tailback.
Yeah, you expect that with a team like Sheridan. You're not going to see much of a drop off. And they really do employ that next guy up mentality.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to see how we can deal with it.
Defensively, Sheridan's right in the middle of the pack. They're 5th in team defense in the 4A, and again, the way that breaks out, they're dead last against the pass, which might bode a little bit well for South. Sheridan's given up 187 yards a game against the pass, but against the rush, they're pretty stout. They give up 131 yards a game. So talking a little bit before the game, and I think, South's talking to some of the South coaches, I don't think they're going to be afraid to kind of try to open things up against this Sheridan defense.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose, Steve. South's got to lay it all on the table today. They've got to throw it out there. They've got to do what they can to win this game. The playoffs are in their hands. It's not in Sheridan's hands. It's in their hands. South wins, they're guaranteed their first ever playoff spot. And to do that, you've got to just throw it all out the window. You got to do what you can do. I mean, I don't care if I see 5 wide receivers in a formation. We won't see that. But if we do, you know what? They're doing everything they can to win the game. Let Austin Barker sling it 50 times in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And an interesting note for the folks watching on TV tonight, or on the camera tonight, a couple things to kind of make you aware of. Number one, Michael DeBryan has a sprained MCL, is what we're told, so he will not play with the knee issue. And an interesting story, Austin Barker is going to be wearing number 2 tonight to honor Michael DeBryan.
No, that's what we'll say. We'll say he's doing it to honor Michael. How's that sound? That sounds better than the real reason.
So individually for Sheridan, we talked about Evan Kuhn. He's a 5th-rated rusher in the state, 88 yards a game. He will not be playing. Their quarterback, Blake Godwin, is the 3rd-ranked passer in the state. So, and then on the receiving side of things, Sheridan doesn't have a receiver in the top 10 in receiving in state. However, they do run by committee with 3 different backs, 4 or 5 different receivers, and so they're going to be well represented on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they are. And South's just, I really don't know what to say. South's defense has been suspect at times, and they've got to the defense is going to dictate what they do tonight,
Yep. And I think, I think South's going to match up well size-wise with Sheridan. It's just the speed. If South can set the edges, stay home, and do some things defensively to keep the Sheridan team in check, that's why they come down here. That's why they get on the bus. That's why we're going to kick this thing off and play it, because, there's always a chance South can come out inspired tonight, keep this thing close early on, and have a chance later in the game. Now let's flip the page and look at the South High Bison. They come into this game offensively. South's had a pretty good year. They're right in the middle of the pack. They rank 5th in offense despite a couple brutal performances in the last couple of weeks. But they're averaging 341 yards a game team offense. The way they get that done is with Austin Barker averaging about 205 a game through the air, and the ground game for South averaging about 136 a game. That actually was a lot more until last week Jefferson had 25 yards or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And a lot of that had to do with Rock Springs held him in check. Actually, Jefferson had 107 yards rushing last week against Rock Springs. So but it was
the Trona games is the one I'm thinking.
Yeah, the Trona game, he had 25 yards. Yeah, so
Marquez still does average over 100 yards a game, 102. He's 3rd in state in rushing. So we've got something there. And then, of course, Austin Barker, number 2 in the state at passing, 204 yards a game. And like Sheridan, actually South does have Michael DeBryan's a 2nd-ranked receiver in the state, but he won't be playing tonight. So, offensively, South still got weapons. They still have the big fullback, Jake Brown. They still have, Habercorn and Nelson out split, and Shane Dillsaver, the weapon over the middle from tight end.
Yes, they do, and he's going to have to take advantage of him. Brendan Nelson, he's actually been one of those receivers that have been flying under the radar this whole season. He's got speed. He's got good hands. He's going to really need to step up tonight to take the pressure off Shane Dillsaver. Shane Dillsaver, their big tight end, gets a lot of passes thrown to him, catches a lot of passes, but teams, I think Sheridan, knowing that Michael DeBryan's not going to play tonight, is going to take Dillsaver away, which means that Habercorn and Nelson are going to have to step up.
Defensively, South comes in ranked 6th in the state in total team defense. They give up 341 yards a game. They give up 137 through the air, which is actually good for fourth, but on the ground they're a little suspect. They give up over 200 yards a game on the ground, so South is really going to have to concentrate on doing a better job against the run tonight.
They're really going to have to, and that's been their Achilles heel, I guess you could say, this whole season. You know, you look at their pass defense, they're one of the top-ranked pass defenses, mainly because teams have been able to run on them. And they're not little small runs. I mean, when the top four, we played the top four, they have gashed us for huge yards. It comes down to gap responsibility and pretty much disciplining your defense. You've got to be able to maintain your gap and then set an edge. You got to set an edge outside. They've been getting to the outside to it all season long on us. You set the edge, you force the play back inside. If your linebackers are playing disciplined gap football, then you're going to limit those gains.
So plenty more to come on the S&J Signs pregame show. We're going to take another break. When we come back, Allen's keys to the game, the national anthem, the starting lineups, and we'll be ready to kick this thing off. So
as well as playoff scenarios.
Then playoff scenarios coming straight your way. So stick right around with us. We'll have more of the S&J Signs pregame show right after this timeout on 1112 BISN.
Your BISN Network. Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Hoarders on the A&E Network? Then head over to American Storage and Postal. With 555 storage units ranging from 5x10 to 12x42, they'll have the right size unit that fits your needs. American Storage also has warehouse units with heat, phone, and power. No need to worry about the security of your belongings because American Storage is equipped with 24-hour video surveillance and a computer-controlled entry system to ensure the safety and security of you and your property. So before the clutter pushes you out of your house, call American Storage at 307-635-9335 or go see them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
Here's a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job to get those custom graphics? Go see Randy Peterson at Custom Illusions to get those custom graphics put on through their hydro dipping process. From mild to wild, if it fits, it dips. And if you have any questions, give them a call at 634-DIP. That's 634-3477. Or stop in at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Custom Illusions, your hydro dipping and automotive specialist.
Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Hoarders on the A&E Network? Then head over to American Storage and Postal. With 555 storage units ranging from 5x10 to 12x42, they'll have the right size unit that fits your needs. American Storage also has warehouse units with heat, phone, and power. No need to worry about the security of your belongings because American Storage is equipped with 24-hour video surveillance and a computer-controlled entry system to ensure the safety and security of you and your property. So before the clutter pushes you out of your house, call American Storage at 307-635-9335 or go see them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
This is number 58, Andrew Eaglewood from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the S&J Signs pregame show live on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
Hello, Bison fans. This is Steve McDonald, voice of the South High Bison. Do you need a full-service real estate expert? Then visit Misty Woods from Number One Properties. Whether you are buying or selling, her expertise and understanding of the local market can make your real estate transaction a success. Visit www.mistywoods, that's M-I-S-T-I-E woods.com to learn about her services. Once again, that is www.mistywoods.com. Misty Woods and Number One Properties. Expertise and friendly service is just a click away.
Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Hoarders on the A&E Network? Then head over to American Storage and Postal. With 555 storage units ranging from 5x10 to 12x42, they'll have the right size unit that fits your needs. American Storage also has warehouse units with heat, phone, and power. No need to worry about the security of your belongings because American Storage is equipped with 24-hour video surveillance and a computer-controlled entry system to ensure the safety and security of you and your property. So before the clutter pushes you out of your house, call American Storage at 307-635-9335 or go see them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
And also make sure you stick around for the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show.
Yes, sir.
And follow us all night with updates on the SCCDA scoreboard. And then we'll put a capper on it with a Mile High Lawn and Tree Care postgame show. So we are ready to roll. Sponsors beware. We're going to treat you well tonight. So we're back here, and we have about 7 minutes to go. Sheridan is taking the field. We're waiting for South to take the field for tonight's 4A varsity football game, the last one of the regular season. Number 3 Sheridan coming down to play, your South High Bison. And Alan, it's time for the Alan Cummings Stampede to victory. What the Bison need to do tonight to be successful in this football game.
That's a great intro, man. How do you top something like that? You got everybody else in here all excited. Oh, the first thing, you got to keep their receivers in front of you, Steve. What I mean by that is you got to be able to make sure that they're not getting behind you, because with as fast as this team is, they get a yard behind you, that yard is going to become a 60-yard touchdown pass just like that. Keep the penalties down low. If you keep your penalties down low, Steve, you're not going to take yourself out of the game. What I mean by that is taking your own momentum away with stupid little penalties like that. And then number 3, let it all out. Let it all out. I would run the run and shoot offense tonight. I would bring the run and shoot offense back just for this game, Steve.
So one of Alan's big keys to victory is shout, shout, let it all out. And so we've got 4A playoff football scenarios to talk about. Tears for Fears, yes. Music trivia night here in the press box, and still awaiting the Bison to take the field. So, Alan, let's go over some of these playoff scenarios.
I'm going to go ahead and put them up online. There's one scenario that's easy. You win, you're in. We own the head-to-head to Laramie. So if Laramie wins, it doesn't matter. If we win and we're in. We'll be the number 8 seed going into the 4A playoffs, heading to Casper on Halloween to take on the Mustangs from Natrona. Now, if they lose, there's a ton of scenarios. I put some of the other ones up there just so you could see. If South loses tonight and Laramie wins, then the Bison are out of the playoffs. If South, Laramie, Rock Springs, and Evanston all finish 2-7, South would qualify for the playoffs because of the win over Central. Central being the highest ranked opponent in the standings, that's not in the tiebreaker. If South, Laramie, and Evanston finish 2-7, South would qualify because of their win over Central once again. Laramie would also qualify because of their win over Evanston. If South, Laramie, and Rock Springs finish 2-7, Rock Springs would qualify for the playoffs because of their win against Natrona, being the highest. I mean, not that. The reason I say that is because that means they would have to win tonight. But there's so many scenarios. The only one that really matters is if you win, you're in.
Yep.
So and now here's what scares me is Marcus Nolan, the starting quarterback for Kelly Walsh, isn't playing tonight from over here.
Great.
He got suspended because he got kicked out of the Central game last week. So
that doesn't bode well for the Kelly Walsh team because they weren't very good without him earlier in the season. Also, a big log jam involved with Sheridan, with the Sheridan team, between them, East and Gillette. All teams could potentially end up with 7-2 records there, and that's kind of a convoluted mess as well. So, a lot of playoff implications, and we'll keep talking about them throughout the night as here comes the boom, starts to rock the stadium, and that means that the imminent arrival of your South High Bison, and here they come, taking the field, led by senior Jake Brown. Dressed in their all-black unis tonight with gold-trimmed gold helmets. So a sharp-looking South High football team taking the field, and we are moments away from the national anthem. Let's go ahead while we have this opportunity, talk about some starters tonight. Not sure how the coin toss went, so we'll take a look at Sheridan on offense first. They'll come out this way at quarterback, a 5'11 junior, 168, wearing number 16, Blake Godwin. In the backfield, the likely starters at running back are 14, Coy Steele, a 5'9", 150-pound sophomore. Riley Sessions, 5'11", 175, junior running back. And we'll also see 6'3", 183-pound senior Colby Brunny. Brunny probably to get the start there. At receiver, the 4 we were given, Joe Shassitz, 5'10", 165. He's a senior. Dante Crow, 5'9", 168, is a junior. Dylan Daniels, number 7, 6'1", 170. He's a senior. Michael Larson, 6'2", 180. He is a senior as well. And let's pause for the national anthem. Please stand and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem. Please make sure the horn is off. Make sure the horn is off. And that's the national anthem here on, actually, we haven't even talked about this, only the second ever homecoming football game, football week and celebration week for South High, as last year was the first ever homecoming at South.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, we've had 2 becoming games, and now we have our second homecoming game. It's kind of surreal that the school's finally getting them. You know.
So let's finish up with Sheridan's offensive line at center, 6'5", 205. Blake Baker, 51, and the other lineman, 5'11", 200. Davis Alden, 6'2", 180. Kyle Bott, 5'9", 215. Torrey Music, that's a good name, and 6'2", 240. Tristan Barfoot, and that's the offense for the Sheridan Bronx South. Of course, on defense, you know how they go. Isaac McHenry at the nose, 5'9", 220. He's a junior, number 76. The 2 defensive tackles, Andrew Eagle Road, 5'10", 220. He is a junior, as well as Nick Sawi, 55. He's 6', 225. He is a junior as well. The linebackers are 6' senior, 220 pounds, 54, Nate Grossman. Jake Brown, another linebacker, 5'11", 250. He's a senior, and he is a bowling ball. 45 is the number he wears. Caleb Price, a sophomore. They have him listed as a junior here, but he's actually a sophomore, 6'1", 180, wears number 31. Kelby Niebuhr, we expect him back in the game, 5'9", 165. He is a junior, and the DBs are Brendan Nelson, 5'10", 160-pound junior. Riley Habercorn, 5'9", 165-pound junior, wearing number 15. Keyshawn Farmer likely to get a start, 6', 170-pound sophomore as a defensive back, and Brandon Nelson. I think I already said Brandon, but we'll give him another little bit of props.
Hey, because he's the key to the game.
Number 18, 5'10", 160, and he is a junior. So it is homecoming here at South. It is senior night, and it is the final game of the season. So glad you could join us here on 1112 BISN. If you have chosen to hop on up in Sheridan so that you could view the game or viewing it around the state, you know, disclaimer.
We're not Sheridan College.
This is Bison Web and Media, and
we don't have the same equipment you do from Sheridan College.
No,
so.
it's not quite as good there. But it looks like, actually, we called it right. We announced Sheridan's offense. It looks like they're going to go on offense first. And deep to receive is number 2. We better turn some lights on up in this place. Joe Shassitz will be a kick returner. And number 5, I believe, is with him, Dante Crow, our D. Bryce Soder back for the Bison, and we're ready to get underway here. And it's a low liner. It's going to be fielded. Ooh, Crow touched it with his hands, and he'll have to go all the way back to the 2 with it. He goes up the sideline and actually makes a pretty dang good return. He's still going.
17 on the tackle for South.
So he's going to get from the 2 all the way up. They're going to mark him, looks like right at the 30-yard line, so 28 on the return, 1st and 10 for Sheridan.
And what number is he? 5?
Yep. So 24 in the backfield is the Colby Bruni. On 1st down, Sheridan. Sends the man in motion across, and it'll be jet sweep to number 2. And he has some running room. And, boy, South kind of jogging to the play. Chris Smith's finally going to make the tackle, but not before Joe Shassitz gains about 19 on the play. And, boy, he just a jet sweep, and he just found a hole up in the middle. And this looks like a Cheyenne crew, doesn't it? So now Crow, he'll go jet sweep the other way. He will get the edge, and he's got room. He's going to be run out by, I believe, is that Dillsaver over there?
Yep, Shane Dillsaver on the tackle.
Keyshawn Farmer with some help over there as well, but they're going to give him about 8 on the play
yards.
And make it 2nd down and 1. Or 9, excuse me. 9 on the carry, 2nd and 1. And again in motion. This time they'll give straight ahead. And a big hole up the middle, 24. And wow! You got to be kidding me.
42-yard touchdown.
Boy, that was awful easy. Colby Brunny from 42 yards. And holy cow. Wonder if South Even's going to decide to show up tonight. That is not a good sign when it's that easy.
That's a 70-yard drive in 3 plays,
Yeah.
Steve. Sorry I missed the
And it looks like
camera
South,
run on that, guys. I do apologize.
looks like South's at about half speed to start the game here. So the extra point, and it's early, and it's 7-0. And Jess Edens with the kick. So 7-0 Sheridan. And it them all of 48 seconds and 3 plays to go 70 yards.
Boy, and I'll tell you, that's a gain of 19 yards, a gain of 9 yards, and a gain of 42 yards, Steve. That's how it went. That big chunks. I said, can't give them big chunks. And
the thing is, they went right at the heart of that South defense, 2 jet sweeps, and then they just ran one right up the gut. And so hopefully South can do something here to respond, as Edens is going to tee it up. And Jefferson and Habercorn will go deep. So Allen running camera duty.
Camera,
Bear
stats.
Camera stats and the color voice and the owner of BISN Weather Media. He's also doing some accounting work and some computer work on the side for the company. And Edens puts the boot to it, his high end over ender. It's going to come to Habercorn right at the 10. Riley, 25, and he's going to be tripped up there. 82, Jared Ross on the tackle for Sheridan. So 16 yards on the return, 1st and 10 for South. And they'll send Nelson one side, Habercorn to the other. And Austin Barker will come out with Brown. And now Dillsaver in motion. They'll give it to Jefferson, and he's going to fight forward. Number 11 on the tackle, Michael Larson for Sheridan. Gain of 4 yards, make it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, that's a good start. You get 4 yards on your first carry.
So this time again, give to Jefferson. And that time, Jake Brown just didn't keep his block, and Jefferson's going to be thrown for a loss back there.
Number 24 on the tackle, it looked like.
Colby Brunny on the tackle,
24.
number 24. So 3-yard loss after the 4-yard gain, make it 3rd down 9. For South, likely passing down here. They'll send Nelson and Habercorn near side. Break the huddle in the I formation. No, it's going to be a pitch and a reverse to Habercorn, and Habercorn's going to pass. And, he had Dillsaver, but he underthrew him. So if he would have got some air on it, he might have had a chance to get it there. So South rolling out some trickery early on. It does not work, and they'll bring on the punting unit.
I'll tell you what, you got to give Sheridan's defense credit because they did not bite on that at all.
I like the play from South. I don't know that you don't save that one for a little later in the game. But boy, they told me before the game that
And who's punting?
they were going to come out with Kelby Niebuhr's punting. So they're going to pull out all the stops tonight, and obviously they were right. So Niebuhr punts it straight up in the air. There's a flag down. Takes a nice big high south bounce, and actually it's going to end up making it into Bronco territory to the 48. There is a flag down.
Illegal shift.
26 yards on the punt if it
Illegal
stands. Is that Dave Contreras? Howdy, baby Dave. So it is a legal shift South, and I believe Sheridan's going to decline the penalty, so the punt will actually stand. Now they're going to mark it right at the 50, so that is a
23-yard punt.
23-yard punt. And nope, they're going to mark it at the 48. It's a 25-yard punt, so the chain crew just can't get it together. 45 yards on the punt, and now here comes
25.
Sheridan. 25, excuse me. Godwin in motion. He's going to give it to number 15, and man, South is just doing a terrible job of tackling. Keyshawn Farmer finally brings down Riley Sessions, but not before he makes a big gainer. So 48. Yep.
I missed who made the tackle. Did you see that? Right corner over there. Was that Jefferson over there?
First and 10, jet sweep. They'll give it off to Shassitz, and he's just running through traffic.
Fumble.
Just eating up yards, but the ball's on the turf, and let's see. And South has the ball.
And that is Kelby Niebuhr, 24
so
on the recovery.
coming up with the fumble recovery. So there's a big break for South. The Sheridan was on the move again, and South will take over at their own 31-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was about a how many yard gain? That was about a
he was going to have gain. Yeah, he was going to have quite a few. And here we go. The give. Big Jake Brown rumbling and bumbling, bouncing off of
that's Kelby
tacklers.
Niebuhr. That was Niebuhr.
Oh, was it Niebuhr?
Yeah.
Wow. Great play there as Niebuhr's going to pick up about 9 on the carry.
Number 11 on the stop. Well, I tell you what, he took the brunt of that tackle.
Yeah, I think number 15's the one that actually tackled. 11 made the initial contact, but he went bouncing.
He did get bounced.
Niebuhr lost his feet by himself, and 15 fell on him. So I don't know who you actually credited it to for official purposes. But this time they'll give Jefferson, and he's got nowhere to go. And 51, Blake Baker. And no gain there, so 3rd and 1.
But I'll tell you what,
Baker
man.
had some help, but he was the one who wrapped him up.
3 Sheridan Broncs got into the backfield. I mean, yeah, we got no gain on that play, but, man, there was 3 of them just waiting for Marquez.
So a receiver will split each side. 3rd and 1 now for South. Looking to keep the drive going here.
Top receiver.
And
single.
Barker's going to straight ahead to Niebuhr, and it looks like he's got the first down. Yes, he does.
Number 24 on the
24. So Colby Bruni makes the stop, but not before Kelby gains 2. And Bison on the move now out off of the Sheridan turnover. Just what South ordered. Down Nelson and Habercorn will split wide to the right. I formation with Niebuhr and Marquez Jefferson in the backfield. To pass. It's caught. Or is it dropped? Nope, he dropped it. Hit him right in the hands, and Riley couldn't hold it. So Austin Barker to Habercorn is no good. And 2nd down, that'll bring up for the South High Bison.
hit him right in the hands. Maybe he was expecting to get clobbered or something, but just slipped right through his hands as he was in the air, Steve.
So 2nd and 10. Pitch right side. Toss sweep. Jefferson looking for an aisle to cut back, and he actually does the nice little cutback. And
55 on the
55.
stop.
So Kyle Bott, gain of about 5 or so.
Well, I'll tell you what, that 55, that was like a fingernail tackle, man. I mean, he got him by the hand. Got him by the hand as Jefferson was trying to cut back. And
it didn't look like Jefferson had anywhere to go, but he kind of slithered through the hole, and it's a 3rd and a manageable 5 now. Barker, and in motion comes Habercorn. And Barker's going to roll to his left. Barker sets, throws, launches one up in the air, and boy, Habercorn just knocked the snot out of Coy Steele, but Steele intercepts the ball there, and boy, Austin just floated that up. That looked like a...
Was that number 14?
Yeah, 14. And boy, that looked like just a high fly ball to center field, and 14 just almost fair caught that pass. So the Bison and the Bronx trade turnovers, and where's the... Yeah, there we go. Allen feverishly trying to keep stats, trying to be the cameraman. He's Mr. Everything. Godwin fakes the give. Godwin to pass. Godwin, and he overthrows the intended receiver, number 15, Riley Sessions. Chris Smith on the coverage. So 2nd down for Sheridan. I don't know why they would feel the need to pass the ball. They are running it for big chunks at will. Now number 15, Sessions, is in the backfield behind Godwin. Shassett's in motion. They'll give it straight ahead to 15. And, he was stopped initially, and then South just a terrible job of tackling. Looked like he was stopped for a 2-yard gain, and he ends up getting 12. Habercorn brings him down in the defensive backfield. So South needs to do a better job up front of making the play. They had him contained for maybe a 2-3 yard gain, and they just couldn't get him tackled.
I'll tell you what, Sheridan's got 105 yards rushing in the first quarter, Steve. And that's just because of bad tackling right now.
Again to pass, and again, Sheridan does not look like a great passing team. 24, Colby Brunny. That was overthrown. He was kind of open, too, actually, as Holbrook checks into the game. Give Jake Brown a little bit of a blow. 2nd down and 10 for Sheridan. So, of course, with this game starting at 6 o'clock, most of the other action in 4A doesn't get going until 7, so we'll probably be lagging a little bit in getting you scores. 2nd down and 10 now for the Bronx. Godwin at quarterback. And this time they're going to run option right. Godwin pitches to number 15, Sessions, and he's going to be brought down. Fairly good gain there as number 16, Springer, makes the play for South. And it looks like they gave him about 6 on the play, so 3rd and 4.
Always got to like it when you get a team to 3rd down. I mean, that's pretty good defense there, holding the 6 yards on that play. Now you just can't give him anything else right here, man.
14 in motion now. They're going to fake it.
Wide open.
He is open. But he stops in his tracks and goes the other way, and South's going to tackle him. If he would have just kept running, he'd have had the 1st down. Shane Dillsaver on the tackle over there. And maybe give him a yard. And it's going to be 4th down and 3. But, man, it looked like he'd easily had the 1st down. I wouldn't be – well, they're not going to kick a field goal here, I wouldn't think.
Nah, they're going to punt.
So it looks like Sheridan's going to go ahead and punt it away. And Riley Habercorn will go deep for South. Got to watch for the fake here. They're in South territory. It is only 3 yards to pick up. Number 12, Jess Edens, 6 foot, 190-pound senior.
Punting from South's 42-yard line.
Will do the kicking. And now there's whistles.
Delay a game.
So that'll back them up. So make it 3rd and 8, but also give them a little bit more room to execute on the punt. So they do a little bit of a shift. They do get the punt off, and it's going to be one of the Australian rugby-style punts. And Habercorn is just going to let it bounce, and it's going to roll inside the south 10-yard line. They'll down it at about the 7, so 41 yards, actually at the 8, 40 yards on the punt. And South will have a first down at their own 8-yard line.
I'll tell you what, they flipped the field position.
Yeah, but South didn't break as far as defensively.
Yeah, you got to build off little small successes, Steve, and that's a success right there. To be able to make Sheridan punt, get the ball back, now do something positive here.
I formation for South, the pitch, Jefferson, and nowhere to go, but he's still kind of on his feet. Still going, and he breaks around the corner, finally pushed out of bounds there. And give credit to number 1, Dalton Legursky. He's the last guy that got a paw on him. And Jefferson will get to the 16, so 8-yard gain. 2nd down 2. So 2nd down now and short.
This is a great play action down right here. 2nd and short.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to play action. Now, Barker's going to roll. He's going to stop, throw, and he just threw it over the head of Romero. So there's a different look at receiver. So 3rd and 2, Allen called the play action, but the offensive line did not afford Barker any time to.
He could have ran for that first down right there, and I would have got the first down. Granted, it is a good play action.
You would have got the first down?
I would have got the first down. What do you think, Coach Vigil? I don't know. I think I still got it, man. I think I run a 6.5 40. So.
Oh, and the ball pops loose, and Sheridan falls on it. Number 12 with the recovery for the Bronx. And boy, Jess Edens. And 1st and goal, Sheridan. Not 1st and goal. They'll have it at the 15-yard line. And wow. Actually, they'll have it at the 13. So that is unfortunate there. South trying to come out of their own end. They cough it up and put Sheridan right in the driver's seat.
You don't want to give them a red zone opportunity because of turnovers.
Option right, pitch. It is to number 24, and he's in easily to the end zone. Colby Bruni. 13-0 Sheridan. Off the South mistake.
Well, that's his 2nd touchdown run, this time from the outside. So on the SCCDA scoreboard, South's trailing right now 13 to 0, pending extra point pending.
So the ball placed to the 10 for the extra point. Snap is down. Kick is up almost. Got there, did Marquez Jefferson. But the kick is good, and on the SCCDA scoreboard with 4:03 to go, 1st quarter, Sheridan 14, South 0. Central and Evanston are underway across town. Central with an early 6-0 lead over Evanston. That is in the 1st quarter. And that's a watchable game on WyoPreps.
They're actually broadcasting it?
WyoPreps isn't, but they have a link to somebody who's supposed to be, and this link isn't really working. So it says watch the game. Oh, where it is. Huh. Let's take a look because we're curious. See if their picture's better than ours. So we're set to kick off. Edens will put the boot to it, and it will be Habercorn from the 1. Riley across the 15, 20. Riley cuts it back. There's a flag down on the play, and he's ripped down. And
Number is that 18?
14 and 55. Cole Steele and Kyle Bott.
Another one reaction. Central leads 7-6-0.
So 22-yard line will be the starting point for South.
Nope. Penalty's on.
Oh, actually, yep, they're moving him back with the penalty. You are correct.
So 22 down to the only a 5-yard penalty. No, it's a 10-yard penalty.
So 1st and 10 South. They will take possession at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, that's Evanston's media group. That's their camera's out of focus right now.
First, what just happened there?
Marquez Jefferson with a gain of 2 on that one.
Sorry, folks. So give Kez actually 3. Nope, started the 13, yeah, 2. So second down.
The tackle.
I formation for South. Give, Niebuhr, middle. And he's across the 20, up close to the 24. Number 15 on the tackle there. And he's going to be good for a first down there, so give him 9 yards and first down. Riley Sessions on the tackle.
I'll tell you what, I really do like how he runs. He runs really hard.
Time to stand this show up here for a minute. First and 10 Bison at the 24, I formation. They'll split a guy out each side. Barker under center. He'll take it. Give straight ahead. I think that's Big Jake Brown into the game now. And he'll rumble forward for 3 or 4. 59.
4 yards.
Skylar Morris. And it'll be second down. Give him 4 on the carry, so maybe 5. What'd you give him, Al? 5?
I gave him 4.
Give him 4. Second and 6. Is it 5?
They called it 5.
Toss sweep, right side. Jefferson, and maybe he'll get a couple. Number 15 made the play that time. Riley Sessions. So give him 2 there. Call it 3rd and 3 from the 31.
Their own 31-yard line.
So big third down here. 2:06 and counting. First quarter on the SCCDA scoreboard. 14-0 Sheridan. And South with a big third. Now play action. And Barker gets out of trouble. Barker throws. Has a man. It's still Saver. It's 45, 50 into Bronx territory down to the 47-yard line. Number 5 on the play there. And that'll be 22 yards on the reception. And Dante Crow with the tackle. Now South in business in Sheridan territory. 1st and 10. The Bronx 47. Barker did a great job there of avoiding pressure and finding an open receiver. First down South. The give. Off tackle right side. Jefferson. And he's going to work his way forward for a couple. Big stack up at the bottom. We'll say 51 on the tackle. Blake Baker. So 2 yards there for Jefferson. Second down and 8. Minute 14 to go, first quarter. Again, they'll split. Is that Alan Wolf? Hey, is it Alan Wolf? Second in a bunch. We'll just call it up here. Romero and Nelson. I formation, and boy, it looks like they're getting pressure right up on the receivers now. Ball's on the ground, and see who comes up with it. Sheridan's saying they have it, I think. And Sheridan does.
Who got it?
And 57's coming up off the pile with the ball, so
South with 3 turnovers.
Fumbles the exchange there and puts themselves right back in a hole. So South just shooting themselves in the foot. And it was an quarterback center exchange. Running back, they would have no involvement in it. First down. Now Sheridan with empty backfield and Godwin to throw. Looking for a screen, sets it up. He's got his man, but he cannot make the catch. Number 2, Joe Shassitz was the intended receiver, but he was not able to make the play. 2nd and 10.
I'll tell you what, he's 1 for 4 for 1 yard.
Yeah, not very impressed with this vaunted Sheridan passing attack, but they can run the ball plenty good. And now boy, you see this another one of the teams, you don't see them huddle at all. Everybody stands there and just gets the play from the sideline. Looks like the single back is 14 now. Jet sweep, they fake the Shassitz, and there's a screen going to the outside, and he's got all day. 25-20, big flag coming in, and I think Sheridan's probably going to be called for a hold over there. But, boy, he faked the defense out on that one and rumbled and bumbled, but let's see what the call is here. Presume it's probably going to be a hold, as Sheridan basically had one man to beat out there, and he ended up getting held. So everybody's coming back. Thing is, that spot foul is only going to end up turning into about a 5-yard penalty. They'll mark it off 10 yards from the spot, but it'll actually only take them about 6 yards. So call it 2nd and 16. And they'll wind it, and this will likely be the end of the first quarter. So we've got the first one in the books here at homecoming and senior night on the SCCDA scoreboard. It's the Sheridan Bronx, number 3 in the state, 14, South High 0. Let's take a timeout. You're listening to high school football on 1112 BISN.
Your Bison Network.
Here's a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job to get those custom graphics? Go see Randy Peterson at Custom Illusions to get those custom graphics put on through their hydro dipping process. From mild to wild, the dip fits, it dips. And if you have any questions, give them a call at 634-DIP. That's 634-3477. Or stop in at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Custom Illusions, your hydro dipping and automotive specialist.
This is number 58, Andrew Eaglewood from the Southside Bison football team, and you are listening to the S&J Signs Pregame Show live on BISN, your Bison Network.
Back here live from Bison Stadium as we will begin the second quarter of play with South finding themselves in a hole 14-0. Central and Evanston have gone to the second quarter, still 6-0 there. And so second down at 16, it'll be for the fighting Don Julians of Sheridan High. Godwin with nobody in the backfield. So he's going to drop the pass. Looks over the middle. Has a man that just way overthrows him. That was intended for 14, I believe. Coy Steele. That's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Boy, maybe.
He had him too, right down the middle.
Yeah, I know they're up 14-0, but
trying some different stuff, getting ready for the playoffs.
Or either that or they're still hung over from that loss in Natrona or something.
So Steele's the single back on 3rd and 16. See what they do here. And they're going to look to the sideline. Everybody but the center. gets the play. He just needs to know what it's on. And again, Godwin to pass. Godwin pumps once. Now Aaron Smith in pursuit. Holding is probably the call. Oh, and it's almost intercepted over there. Is that Keyshawn?
Yep.
Keyshawn Farmer almost hauled that in, but it looks like Aaron Smith was held. Now what do you do here?
I push him
4th
back.
and 16 from the 40. Yeah, the way they pass, I'm not sure I would.
Well, we saw that flag quite a bit from Contreras Wednesday night.
Yeah. Poor Dave.
Oh, good
Oh,
guy.
they're declining it. South's going to decline it.
4th down. Maybe so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure you don't take that penalty and move them back.
Well, they are going to punt it. So I guess I'm thinking Rock Springs where they don't punt. So.
Or the way Sheridan throws the ball, I'm not sure that you're too concerned with about a 3rd and 23 or so. However, 4th down, yeah, that's the $25,000 question.
So they're going to be punting it from South 45.
Now, last time they did a good job of pinning South deep. That one bounces off the turf, but Edens fields it. And this is going to be a coffin corner, but it bounces in the end zone. So a little break there for South, and they will take possession at the 20-yard line. So South hanging in.
Hanging in, and I'll tell you what, we're down 14-0. In the second quarter, we've had 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 1 interception. It's a game of what ifs, Steve.
Just a game of what ifs. It's a Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Wish we had that music. Hey, I want to give a shout-out to Tri-State Veterinary Clinic, one of our sponsors, as well as Capital Communications Incorporated, and Buck Holmes, Laramie County Commissioner. I want to keep saying Laramie County Community College Commissioner.
So Niebuhr and Jefferson in the backfield. Barker to throw. He's got a man, and I believe it's caught there by Brendan Nelson. Number 14, Coy Steele on the tackle, but 6-yard gain there.
By the way, Coach, thanks for the funds. I guess they met us halfway, huh? 45. Raise the raise.
2nd down 4. This time they're going to give to Jake Brown, and there's nothing doing there.
Nothing at all.
See if they looks like they're going to try to spot him back to the original line of scrimmage. And the guy laying on him down there is 74 and 50, or is that 63? So Tristan Barfoot, Jacob Hallam. No gain on the play, 3rd and 4. Romero and Nelson.
But you know what? You score. You keep this score right here, and it's a whole brand new ball game.
Now they're going to pass. Whoa, that was intercepted. Yeah, I thought so. And that has pick 6 written on it, unless Jefferson tracks him down from behind at the 3-yard line.
Number 2 with the interception there.
So Joe Shassitz, and man, you know, as good a team as Sheridan is, you cannot turn the ball over against them. And South's done it 3 times.
4 times.
4 times in this ball game. What's the 4th one? 2 fumbles and
2 fumbles and 2 picks. Well, how many yards did he run that back? About 36 yards, wasn't it?
So 1st and 10, Sheridan. And Godwin in the backfield. He'll give to 15 straight ahead, and
no call yet. No call yet.
There it is. Riley Sessions from 4 yards out. 3 yards, excuse me. Give him 3 on the touchdown, and that'll make it 20-0 Sheridan. Actually, there's a little bit of delay here. And they want the clock wound. So apparently, one ref signaled touchdown, and the other said no. So it's the nose of the ball's right at the goal line.
So give him 2 yards on the carry then.
And this will be Godwin straight ahead to 15. So that gets the touchdown anyways, Riley Sessions. So 9:49 to go And 20-0 on the SCCDA scoreboard. Extra point pending.
Yeah, I'm impressed with how South's actually playing. Yeah, we're down 20-0, but you turn the ball over 4 times in the first half, you're going to be down 20-0, but that's the whole thing. They're only down 20-0, Steve. We made Sheridan punt twice. We just haven't been able to take advantage of those punts. 12 kicks it in.
And the extra point is up and good. So 21-0. Let's take a quick station ID. We'll be back after this timeout on 1112 BISN.
Your Bison Network.
This is number 58, Andrew Eaglewood from the Southside Bison football team, and you are listening to the S&J Signs Pregame Show live on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network. Hello,
Boston.
So turn Allen down there as he's technical supporting. 9:49 to go, first half. Sheridan set to kick it off once again to South. South has actually, as Allen just mentioned a minute ago, has not played terrible. They've hung in, but 4 turnovers, 2 of them basically giving Sheridan the ball in the red zone with 2 turnovers. Sheridan did convert on both of those. So, aside from South giving Sheridan the ball right at the doorstep, they haven't played terrible football, but they find themselves down 3 scores against a team that is going to be hard to play catch-up against. So Edens will set to boot it away. Habercorn, I believe, and it is Habercorn from the 4, across the 20, and he'll be up close to the 25. (22) Zach Campbell, maybe? 22 Campbell with the tackle. First and 10 South, ball at their own 24, so give Habercorn 19 yards on that return. And again, Habercorn will come near side. Nelson split far side I formation. Toss sweep. Jefferson looking for somewhere to go. Cuts it up inside, and he'll get some positive yards. Almost 6.
Number 55 on the tackle.
Kyle Bott, 55.
But I really like how Marquez kind of let his blockers set that up for him.
Yep, you're exactly right. Put his hand right in the middle of the back of Kelby Niebuhr. Said, come on, fullback, lead the way. 2nd and 4 now. Same formation. Split 1 to each side. Come out in the eye. Barker, give to Niebuhr. Niebuhr is going to be across the 35 to the 36 for a Bison first down. Give him 6 yards on the play.
Number 24 made the stop. Twirled him around, gave him that extra couple yards when he twirled him around like that.
So 6 yards on first down, 6 yards on second down. South getting a little bit of the ground action cranked up here. And then have first and 10 to 36.
I'll tell you what, we've had 4 first downs this game. 3 of them are runs by Kelby Niebuhr.
There's another fumbled snap there, and Barker's going to get creamed. So something not working right with the exchange. 57. Tory Music. And Barker's going to lose 4 yards. So they got to get something going with that center exchange there. That's the second time it's happened. They're lucky that one didn't get taken away as well. 2nd and 14. Nelson and Romero will be the wideouts. I formation. Toss sweep Jefferson. He'll try the left side, has some lead blockers, and then it kind of breaks down, and nothing doing there. They may give him a yard on the play.
Lost 2 on that.
Oh, he did lose, didn't he? Colby Bruni, 24 for Sheridan.
Nah, that was 55 who made the stop. 24 assisted on it. That 55.
You're the stat guy.
55 smoked him first.
3rd and 16 for South. And they'll send trips receivers to the right. Parker shotgun. Rolls to the right. Sets. Fires. Oh, that should have been intercepted there, too. Right in and out of the hands of number 1, Dalton Legursky. And that could have been another 6.
That could have been disastrous.
Added to the board right there.
Because there was nobody. Who almost intercepted that?
Dalton Legursky.
Okay, what number is he?
Number 1. So, and South.
He had nobody in front of him.
Niebuhr to punt the ball.
So thankfully.
Ball's right at the 30. And Niebuhr will get it away. It's kind of a low liner that's going to go out of bounds, and we'll have to see where they mark this one. They're going to say 43. So 27 yards on the punt. 42, 28 yards on the punt. And first down for Sheridan. 7:09 to go, first half. 21-0 Sheridan lead on the SCCDA scoreboard. So Godwin will have Steele and Sessions in the backfield. He'll send Crow in motion, fake the give, option to the left. This will be Steele.
Block in the back.
And there's going to be a penalty on the play there as Steele gets into South territory.
That was a clear block in the back, number 7. Marquez Jefferson beat his block, got in front of him, broke down, and number 7 just shoved him to the ground.
So let's see where they take this back to. They're going to call that a spot foul and back it up to the 33. So 9 yards on the loss. It'll stay first down. It'll be 1st and 19.
Brings up a 1st and 19.
They'll give straight ahead, and positive gain there for Sheridan. It's like 24 Niebuhr on the tackle. 14 was the ball carrier, Cole Steele. And, yep, gain about 5 on the play, so 2nd and 14.
Second down and 14.
And, you know, the plus side of this is that they've only gained 8 yards rushing in the second quarter. Of course, this is only their 4th play.
Motion, Chassets. They give it to him on the jet sweep, and he gets down the sideline and is run out of bounds by Jake Brown, but not before he's able to gain about 9 yards, 8 yards. Let's see where they mark 9 yards to the 43. So 3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5.
From the 47.
Brings up a 3rd down and 5. The 47-yard line.
And again, Steele and Sessions are in the backfield. This time they'll actually set up on either side of Godwin. Godwin will fake the give, drop to pass, throw. It's to Sessions, or excuse me, Steele, but he'll have no gain there, maybe a yard, before Jacob Springer's able to make the tackle. I give him a yard on the play, 4th and 4, Springer's 16. And it looks like Sheridan's going to trot out the punt unit once again. So Habercorn will go deep.
Jesse Edens is deep to punt.
Edens with a couple punts tonight. I think both of them have been 40-yarders or in that neighborhood.
Yep.
So he's getting the job done from that. Now he's going to fake it, and we were waiting for that earlier. Here it is now. South not ready for it, and Eden's going to run down the sideline. Habercorn's going to have to drag him out at the 20, but not before he goes for 32, 33 yards on the fake to the 19.
Again, a 33 yards down to the 19-yard line.
So we were wondering earlier if Sheridan would do that, and it's just a matter of time.
Well, he hit that edge too, and he was gone. And it's not like he was blazing fast. There was just nobody there.
So 5 minutes exactly and counting. First half, and South in trouble again here. Crow on the jet sweep fake. They'll go screen the other way, and Jake Brown's going to run him down from behind. Are they going to call horse collar there? Or is it a face mask? 15 on the reception, Riley Sessions. Boy, there's laundry all over the field. They're going to have to get the cleaning service out here. And all three flags are within about a 5-yard little circle of each other, so apparently everybody saw that. It'll be a half the distance to about the 9-yard line. Be first and goal now for Sheridan. And this time they'll split trips, receivers right, single receiver to the left, and they got a great big dude in the backfield with them. Who's that? Oh, that's just 24.
Yeah, it's only 24.
Did he grow? He didn't look that big earlier standing next to Godwin.
He switched pads. That's what it was.
So back to pass, Godwin going on the crosser, got his man, and there's a touchdown for Sheridan. See who comes up with it. It is number 7, I think.
Number 1.
Are you sure? I think it's number 7. Dylan Daniels. Don't make him mad if it is, Coach. He's a good basketball player. He's like, Coach, you call my number. I'm going to put up 20. Eden's extra point is good. So, 4:23 to go, first half. Sheridan 28 South nothing. We'll be back after this timeout on 11-12 BISN.
Your Bison Network.
Bison fans, this is Steve McDonald, voice of the South High Bison. Do you need a full-service real estate expert? Then visit Misty Woods from Number One Properties. Whether you are buying or selling, her expertise and understanding of the local market can make your real estate transaction a success. Visit www.mistywoods, that's M-I-S-T-I-E woods.com to learn about her services. Once again, that is www.mistywoods.com. Misty Woods and Number One Properties. Expertise and friendly service is just a click away.
Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Hoarders on the A&E Network?
I actually helped Alan record that commercial. We're back here.
And it's 28-0 on the SCCDA scoreboard. There should be an extended timeout. It's an extended halftime because of homecoming,
I think 20 minutes. Yeah. So we'll take an extended halftime break before we come on with American Storage and Postal halftime show. That's got to be a touchback if he's in the end zone, and it is. So South will start at their own 20. They have been their own worst enemy on offense tonight, as they've turned the ball over multiple times.
I'll tell you what.
Couple interceptions, couple fumbles.
Interception by number 14, interception by number 2, fumble recovery by number 12, and fumble recovery by number 57. That's been the story of the first half for Sheridan and South's offense.
Give will go straight ahead. Actually, no, it won't. They give it out to Marquez, so that little toss option look there.
Number 11 on the stop there for Sheridan.
So Jefferson's going to get about 6 on the carry, 2nd and 4.
Well, I can't believe it's the last regular season football game of the year already, huh?
It's gone pretty quick.
Seems like it was just yesterday that Coach Vigil was sitting on my left learning the scoreboard, you know?
This will go tossed right side to Jefferson, and He's going to get it up across.
That's a late flag.
25.
South only with 3 penalties this game so far for 27 yards.
Make it 4.
Make it 4.
Holding.
Now,
we'll still say second down. It's going to be a spot foul from the 23. I move it back to the 13 and make it second and about 17.
Which makes that about a 15-yard penalty.
Moves the ball back to the 13-yard line. And it's second down and 17.
Now you take away the 2 yards that Jefferson got. That becomes actually a 17-yard penalty.
Now they'll go ace formation first time tonight. Barker to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket and take it himself, and he's going to put his head down to get to about the 19. So give him about 6 on the carry there.
I think that was number 1 on the tackle there. Forced him out of bounds. South was 61 yards rushing in the game, 18 in the second quarter. We had 43 yards rushing in that first quarter, but 2 fumbles, Steve.
3:13 to go first half. They'll send twin receivers left. I formation again. Barker again drops the ball, and is that another turnover? It is. And Sheridan gathers it in again. Holy cow, South.
Who recovered it, did you see?
I didn't. It's the pile. So here we go again. Sheridan going to pass. Looking like they're setting up the inside screen to Shassitz. He breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and Shano has to grab his shirt from behind and bulldog him down.
All that running
for no gain. Yep, nothing there.
Boy, he grabbed that shirt.
Yeah, I did.
That jersey like stretched 3 yards and brought it back. It was Elastic Man. These headphones are too loud.
So again, Godwin shotgun. They'll look over to the sideline. He'll have Steele and Sessions in the backfield with him. Sheridan threatened to really blow this one open. They've already blown it open, but
that's going to be a
timeout on the field.
That's their first.
So Sheridan calls timeout. Let's take one with them. 2:14 to go till half. 28-0 on the SCCDA scoreboard. Sheridan leads. We'll be back.
Tired of paying rent? Tired of living in a house where a landlord tells you what is or what is not allowed in the home? Then visit Misty Woods from Number One Properties at mistywoods.com. That's MISTIE Woods.com and begin your journey to owning your own home. Search through all of the homes that Misty has listed on her website. Then schedule a meeting with Misty and let her get to work for you. Misty will help you find the home that meets your needs, and the best part is she will walk you through each and every step of your purchase and truly guide you through the entire process until you sign your name on the dotted line. Your path to owning your own home is only a click away at mistywoods.com.
Hello, Bison fans. This is Steve McDonald, voice of the South High Bison.
So we're back here, second down 10.
We are efforting to find out who recovered that fumble from Sheridan. As soon as we do, we'll let you know.
Godwin will have Sessions and Steele in the backfield with him.
Doesn't that sound like a book?
Sessions and Steele.
That should be a band name.
Sounds like a country learning video, and that'll be out to Shassitz. Looks like Keyshawn Farmer defends that pass. Shassitz will get about 4, make it 3rd and 6.
But I'll tell you what, he's completed his last 5 passes, but he still only has 18 yards passing in the game, Steve.
They're not breaking the passing yards off in chunks.
No, they're not. But rushing-wise, they're sitting at 175 for the game so far, and it's only the first half.
It's almost their game average. Fake the give on the jet sweep. Godwin will roll. He's being chased by Sayway. Sayway will sack him. All the way back at the, where are they going to mark this? Actually going to mark it at the 18. So 6-yard loss on the play. And Nick's helmet came off and everything. He was hustling after the play that time.
How many yards did he lose there?
6 yards on the loss. So 35-yard field goal attempt for Sheridan. Looked like South might have been offsides, but Edens just punches it through, and that would have been good from a long way away. 35-yarders up and good, and that'll move it to 31-0. We'll leave it here for the final 46.6 seconds. Again, stick around for the American Storage and Postal halftime show. We'll take an extended break, almost probably a 10-minute break at the beginning of the half to let you refresh yourself with a ice-cold, who's our sponsor, Pepsi-Cola? Order you a Silver Mine sub.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to get done. Alan will compile some stats.
All past and present homecoming royalties,
and I myself will be signing autographs at the Southland Stadium at half. So.
Should we have them announce that we'll be at the north end zone signing autographs after the royalty?
After the royalty.
Free pictures and autographs with the
I will be right
BISN
outside the men's room bathroom door signing autographs. And Eden's gonna put his foot into it, and that'll be a Marquez Jefferson from the 10. And Jefferson squirreling his way, 25. And that'll about do it for that. 27. Brian Kerstad. That's what we're going to call him. So 1st and 10 South. Go out there 25. They're down 31-0. There's 40 seconds to go in the half. And see if they can get anything mustered up here.
Well, when it rains, it pours. And I'm talking technically.
Well, it looked like Brown left a little early there, but they go right up the middle with Jefferson. Nothing doing there. Number 57.
That's Keyshawn.
Oh, Keyshawn's playing quarterback? Wonder if Barker's ribs or kidneys still hurting him. Interesting there. Thanks for pointing that out. So Farmer is the quarterback. Turn and give. Jefferson up the middle. And nothing doing there. And that's going to do it for the first half. So the first half's in the book at 2014 homecoming. Things aren't going the way of the South High Bison. They find themselves down at the half. It is Sheridan 31, South 0. Stick around. We're going to take an extended break, and we'll be back with halftime stats and scores from around the state on the American Storage and Postal halftime show in about 10 minutes. You're listening to high school football on 1112 BISN.
Your Bison Network.
This is number 4, Austin Barker from the South High Bison football team. Don't go anywhere as you're listening to the American Storage and Postal halftime show on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see a Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call us Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
This is number 46, Shane Dillsaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1.
This is number 55, Nick Sawi from the South High Bison football team, and you're listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see a Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call us Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see a Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call us Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
This is number 46, Shane Dillsaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1.
This is number 55, Nick Sawi from the South High Bison football team, and you're listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
This is number 46, Shane Dillsaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call A Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
This is number 46, Shane Dillsaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1.
This is number 55, Nick Sawi from the South High Bison football team, and you're listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
This is number 46, Shane Dillsaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call A Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
This is number 46, Shane Dillsaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1.
This is number 55, Nick Sawi from the South High Bison football team, and you're listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call A Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming.
Hey, this is Alan, 1112 BISN, back here live for the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show. Going to go over some stats with you guys right now. Leading rusher for the Bison, number 24, Kelby Niebuhr's got 26 yards on the night. Marquez Jefferson with 19. Jake Brown with 4 yards, then Austin Barker with 2 yards, totaling at 63 yards rushing in the first half for your Bison. What's killed them so far, what's killed them bad, Coach V-Hill, is the fact that they had 5 turnovers, 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions. 2 of those fumbles are, I'd say, just bad exchanges between the center and the quarterback, and that's just going to happen on occasion. But 2 times, that's pretty unacceptable there. Leading rusher for the Sheridan Bronx, number 24, Colby Bruni, 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also for the Sheridan Bronx, number 2, Joe Shassitz, 36 yards. And then number 15, Riley Sessions, has 24 yards and 1 touchdown. Here's the amazing thing. Number 16, the quarterback, Blake Godwin, 6 out of 10 for 18 yards and 1 touchdown on the night. 18 yards. That's an average of 3 yards a pass, but he's got 1 touchdown. Austin Barker for the night is 2 for 8 for 28 yards, 2 interceptions, and like I said, those 2 fumbles. Not a good night for Barker right now. We know he's still nursing an injury that he suffered a couple weeks ago. South's got to turn it around. 31-0. You know, they had their chances early in the first half. Seems like Sheridan was kind of out of pace, not really playing like themselves, but they opened it up in the second quarter, built that 31-0 lead. South's got to be able to maintain something, build something, because for them to be able to make the playoffs, the easiest scenario, like we said earlier, was win and you're in. We'll go ahead and take a look at those playoff scenarios again real quick. Win and you're in, but if you lose, you got a lot of help that you need to happen. You know, if you lose, and if, let's say, for example, South, Laramie, and Evanston all finish 2-7, South would qualify only because of the fact that they beat Central in the earlier part of the season, because in a 3-way tie, they go with the highest ranked opponent that's in common with everybody, and Central is the highest ranked opponent, and South beat them. Then the remaining 2 teams then go to head-to-head, which means that Laramie would then qualify because of the fact that Laramie beat Rock Springs. Everybody's beating Rock Springs but South, unfortunately. So on the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show, you got to score 32 consecutive points.
Easier said than done against his vaunted Sheridan attack.
Got a lot of junior Bison out here waving at us. You guys want our autographs?
You guys want an autograph? $5.
Hey, if you don't want push-ups, you're going to want an autograph. He didn't hear us.
$5 for an autograph. Shayla?
So this is our last broadcast of the fall season. We'll be back for basketball action come the wintertime when South opens up their basketball season, and we'll be sitting up there next to Coach Schaefer. Hopefully they'll put Coach Robert next to us instead of on the other side of the table like they did last year. But right now, South's playoff chance is not looking very good, especially knowing that Marcus Nolan's not playing for Kelly Walsh right now. And without Marcus Nolan, KW is a totally different team. They were 0-2 without Nolan. So what's the status right now? What's
Let's
the score?
take a quick little update
on
here.
On the SCCDA scoreboard, Steve's going to give you the scores right now.
Courtesy Wyo Prep. 0-0, Kelly Walsh, Laramie. First quarter.
Oh, that's huge.
Central's up 13-7 over Evanston at half. Gillette strikes first against East. They're up 7-0. And Natrona 14-0 over Rock Springs in the first quarter.
So the only thing I didn't look at was the scenario if South, Laramie, and Evanston all finished 2-7. South would still have the tiebreaker because we beat Central. And then the Laramie-Evanston tiebreaker would go to Laramie because Laramie beat Evanston.
Correct.
So South would be the 7 going to Gillette.
Does Gillette broadcast that game?
Well, this is our last broadcast of the fall season, regardless of what happens. So,
you want these scores? Oh, we'll wait till they're done. 0-0 Laramie Kelly Walsh. 13-7 Central over Evanston. 7-0 Gillette over East, and 14-0 Natrona over Rock Springs.
Showing you some of the South dance team right now.
So let's let you enjoy this for a minute.
Well, we just weren't playing anything.
We were just letting you watch it. You probably wondered where Stephen Allen went. So we are back here as we get ready for second half football. The score at the half, 31-0.
Winning ticket number is 3597785.
So they're announcing the winner of the 50-50 raffle.
Again, the South High Band 50-50 raffle.
Sheridan leads South 31-0 on the Bison Web and Media scoreboard.
You mean the SECDA scoreboard?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Steve's gonna get me. Steve's gonna get me sued.
Some people want their money back. And Cheyenne East has come back to tie Gillette. It is 7-7. Cheyenne East and Gillette are tied.
And that's up in Gillette.
Still no score from Kelly Walsh. It's 7-7 now, Coach. Gillette East, 7-7.
Cheyenne Central leads Evanston 13-7.
South will receive the ball to start the second half.
And Laramie and Kelly Walsh are scoreless.
So it'll be Habercorn and Jefferson to take the second half kickoff. Jess Edens will tee it up for Sheridan. He's had one touchback tonight already. See if he can boot this one through, and that looks like it's well on its way, and it is in and out of the end zone. Touchback, 1st and 10 South at the 20, and Allen, how important is this first drive for South here in the second half?
Extremely. It's very important.
Ladies and gentlemen, the color voice.
It's very important that they at least sustain something. One, you start building offensively. You get a little confidence back. Maybe you take Sheridan off their game a little bit. I mean, yeah, they're leading 31-0, but interesting to see if Austin's coming back out at quarterback or if it's going to be okay.
Yep, Austin Barker's back in, and he'll start in the shotgun. Trips receivers, and first play of the second half, Jefferson goes early, and it'll be a 5-yard illegal motion penalty.
A 5-yard motion penalty on the Bison and bring up the 1st down and 15.
That's not how you want to start your opening drive of the second half. You had all of halftime to talk about this, and I'm pretty sure Coach Pugh said, now don't get any penalties. So what do? They come out right after first.
They'll stay in the trips, and Barker will take it by himself, and he'll fall forward. Fumbles the ball!
He was down.
I don't know if he was. I thought he was on top of the.
Oh,
let's see what they call
are
him.
You kidding me? He was down. For those of you watching this broadcast,
to Sheridan.
For those of you watching the broadcast, please click rewind. He was clearly down.
So Sheridan with the recovery, and I'm gonna. I'm sure who recovered.
I'll find out for you guys. Don't worry, I'm all over it. I'm all over it.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree there. I think he was laying on the top of the Sheridan player when the ball came out. So, regardless, Shassett's in motion and penalty flags all over the field here. False start.
So both teams on their first offensive possession of the half
are guilty of moving early.
Illegal motion on Sheridan.
And for some reason, our broadcast is not playing right now.
The Bison 24-yard line.
So, first down 15. Godwin sends Shassett's in motion. He'll give straight ahead to, I believe, number 14, Nate Grossman on the tackle there. Number 54 for South. Be about a 5-yard gain for Coy Steele, number 14.
By number 54, Nate Grossman.
And that'll bring up
a
second, about 12 to go.
Broadcast should be back on now for those of you who lost it.
Sessions and Steele in the backfield. Godwin takes a low snap, rolls to his right, looks. He's got Sasich, and Keyshawn Farmer on the covers, but just out of the outstretched arms of Joe Sasich. Incomplete. I know Coach Schaefer is loving calling that guy's name. Shashich. So 3rd 12 for Sheridan. They'll have a single back this time. It'll be Sessions. And they'll have 4 receivers, 2 split each side, ace formation. And Godwin to pass. And Godwin looks, back shoulder throw, and a nice one there. And all the way down inside the 5 goes, I believe it was number 5. And I believe number 5, Keyshawn Farmer, reserved for the stop. 1st and goal to 3. And again, ace formation, single back is Sessions. Godwin working out of the shotgun with 2 receivers each side. Now he'll run option. Oh, and he's hit big, but he does get the pitch off. And Marquez Jefferson and I believe Kelby Niebuhr are going to tackle Sessions for a big loss all the way back to the 8-yard line.
That's a 6-yard loss, right?
Tackle on the play by Marquez Jefferson and Kelby Niebuhr.
So 2nd and goal from the 9, or from the 8.
The ball back to the 8-yard line for 2nd down and goal.
And there's a penalty flag there thrown by the umpire. So a big false start there. Sheridan backing themselves up to the 13. Now it'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, Sheridan's only got in this game 6 first downs. You know, but you look at the score, it's 31-0. You expect them to have a lot of first downs. They only have 6.
On the BISN 14-yard line.
And this time Godwin's going to throw. He's got a man wide open. Busted coverage, to say the least. And I believe that's Shasitz for the 13-yard throw and catch from Godwin. And we cannot say who was defending him because nobody was. And that'll make it 37-0. With the extra point, this game's within a touchdown of going running clock here.
12, Jesse was in to attempt the PAT.
So it looks like right now South's only hope is the Kelly Walsh Fighting Trojans.
I tell you what, that
you hate to have to pin your hopes on.
And there's going to be a penalty on South.
A Kelly Walsh Laramie game.
That's going to be a 1-yard penalty. Boy, I just keep breaking lead. Oh, this is great. And while they're doing this, I'm going to look at instant replay.
Offsides on the play. The ball be moved half the distance to the goal.
So this will just make it a yard closer for the try. And it's up, and it's very good. So we're going to take time out. 9:31 to go on the SCCDA scoreboard. It is Sheridan 38, South 0. You're listening to high school football on 1112 BISN.
Your BISN Network.
This is number 46, Shane Dilsaver from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
This is number 55, Nick Sawi from the South High Bison football team, and you are listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn on the letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your...
And here we go with the kickoff that will settle into the end zone. And South will start again at their 20. Again, high school rule in Wyoming is once the score goes to 45 points in the second half, we'll have a running clock for the rest of the game. So South needs to get something going here to avoid that. Barker will send twin receivers to each side, and he'll come out under center and give straight ahead to Niebuhr. And Niebuhr moves his way across to the 45, number 55 on the tackle, Kyle Bott. And I'd give him 6 on that.
I'm giving him 6 on that.
Give him 6 on it.
Looks like a gain of 6. Brings up a second down.
6. Second and long 4. Barker takes the play. I want to send a shout out to Big Dan Hawkins out there in listener land. If you're got your ears on and the Knife River boys. There's another handoff straight up the middle to Niebuhr, and looks like he's got the first down there up across the 30 to the 31. So Dan Hawkins and the Knife River boys. Oh, and Niebuhr's down holding his knee. That don't look good. They're big Jake Brown fans.
Gubby Niebuhr on the first down carry.
Of course, big Jim Brown, Jake's grandpa. One of the toughest guys this side of the Mississippi. He's in attendance tonight here. Phil the Real Deal V-Hill, king of the South Cheyenne. Ruling South Cheyenne since the mid-1980s. No, really? So
oh, he was down. He was down. I just looked at the replay. His back hit, and as soon as his back hit, the ball popped out.
That's not true.
Dude, I just watched it, man.
I'm going to watch it later. I think I still stand by.
Nope, he was completely down. Ground cannot cause a fumble. I know it's about 5 minutes later.
Yes, that is awesome. Kelly Walsh 7-0 over Laramie, so good news from up north.
Good news for us.
Natrona 28-0 over Rock Springs. So Niebuhr has to be helped off the field, and he's not putting absolutely any weight on that left leg.
What's Bryce Soder's number? Has he been kicking it all?
Yeah.
Well, he only had one kick, so.
Yeah. Now, ace formation, shotgun, fires, has a man. Looks like Brendan Nelson. Let's see. It is Nelson.
Is that number 2 on the tackle?
So give him 5 on the carry. 2nd and 5. 8:17 and counting, second half.
Actually, that's number 5. I apologize, Coach Schaefer. That was number 5 with the tackle.
Formation again to pass. Barker gets pressured out of the pocket, rolls left, throws downfield over the outstretched arms of Romero, I believe, was the intended target.
Austin Barker's pass is intended for Matt Romero. Bring up a third down.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors really quick while they're calling the play. Putting it up there, LCCC, Benchmark Engineering, Tri-State Veterinary Clinic, American Storage and Postal, the SCCDA, YDOT, Buck Homes, Dairy Queen, Mile High Lawn and Tree Care, Misty Woods, S&J Signs, and Capital Communications Incorporated. That was a lot of them.
Barker this time will pitch to Jefferson. He'll try the right side. Bounces it outside. That's Keyshawn Farmer. Thank you. And there's a horse collar there, and there is a flag down. So this might add to that as Keyshawn gets about 3 yards on the carry.
Gain of 3 on the play.
So Farmer with his first carry of the night. So personal foul is going to tack on 15, and that will move South into Bronco territory.
Just a trivia question for all you guys. Actually, it's just a did you know? Did you know that a horse collar tackle in national high school rules now no longer consists of an automatic first down? So if that was like a 3rd and 20, it'd be 3rd and 5 right now.
So 1st and 10 is what it actually is. I formation. Romero will go in motion, far side, and they'll give to Jefferson. Wow, he's just absolutely smoked by Kyle Bott, number 55.
And that's going to be a loss.
They'll lose a yard. And Tracy Pugh and Fred Pillavant coming together on the sideline to talk strategy.
Someone needs to tell those kids to quit running in the
And
stands.
there's Jake Brown. He'll bumble up the middle for 3 maybe.
Jake Brown with a gain of 3.
And number 11's getting up off the pile for Sheridan Michael Larson.
Number 11, Michael Larson. Bring up a 3rd down and 8.
So give him 3 on the carry. Call it 3rd and 8. 6:36 and counting. Twin receivers split out left for the Bison. I formation. Barker to pass. He's trying to slant. Popped up into the air, and that was dangerous. It was intended, I believe, for Nelson, but got popped up into the air.
I'll tell you what, there was a lot of contact on that. Not saying anything, but there was a lot of contact on that play. That's all I'm going to say.
I bring up 4th and 8, and South with little to lose, but they are.
I'd say it's 4-down territory right now.
Yep, they're leaving Barker into the game.
Got to try to build something positive here,
Got to get in, got to get in. Got to get in, got to get in. See if South has some trickery. And now they're not punting.
Well, there he is.
Barker
Hit him.
Throws it. He's got Dill Saver, and he just overshoots him. Number 22 on the coverage, and that'll be a turnover on downs, and Sheridan take possession at their own 43-yard line.
But I tell you what, a lot of pressure on him when he threw that pass, so I could see why it was overthrown by 15 yards. But, there was a lot of pressure, and he had to get rid of it. He wasn't unable to really properly plant his feet, Steve, and that's what really caused that overthrow. So.
Fans, we have a big country sighting. Into the game it knows is Cody Allen. See if he can wreak a little bit of havoc. Brandon Holbrook also in, so some younger guys getting a little bit of time. And there's Cody. Oh, man, he was there for the tackle. Make a play!
Boy, everybody was there for the tackle,
Holy
and nobody
cow,
made the tackle.
Man.
Number 15, Riley Sessions on the carry.
And
Just for a 17-yard gain.
looks like Bryce Soder's going to get credit for the tackle. Cody Allen was in there.
Bryce Soder on the tackle for South.
Had him. Here we go. Sheridan ready to go. South not looking like they're ready. And Godwin's in the shotgun. So 1st and 10, Sheridan. That time it will be wrapped up. And the tackle made there by number 15. Number 16, Springer on the tackle.
16 and 17.
16 and 17, Chris Smith. Cody Allen wrapped him up and slowed him down.
16, Jacob Springer, and number 17, Chris Smith.
Sessions 15. And now, looks like the ball was snapped before Godwin was really ready, and now he gives on the shuffle pass, and down the sidelines go the Bronx, and that's going to put him into the end zone there, and that's number 14, I believe, Coy Steele. And I believe that
Michael Larson with a 35-yard touchdown run.
with the extra point, we'll get this clock a tick-tocking from here.
That was a beautiful option there.
It was like a shuffle pass almost. It was a crazy way to run the option. See if we get some updates from around the state here. Is this extra point will.
Still 5 minutes left in the third quarter, but this quarter is now going to go really fast.
Kicks up and good. And so the SCCDA scoreboard has Sheridan 45 and South 0. Let's take a quick timeout on 1112 BISN.
Your Bison Network.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro dipping process. Go down and see Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey, he'll let you know. Give him a call, 634-DIP. That's 634-3477, or stop by at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1.
This is number 4, Austin Barker from the South High Bison football team. Don't go anywhere as you're listening to the American Storage and Coastal Halftime Show on 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
This is number 55, Nick Saywee from the South High Bison football team, and you're listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show.
Well, you're not really listening to the American Storage and Postal Halftime Show. I just haven't had a chance to switch it off.
Wow.
For the remainder of the game, we will be under the 45-point rule.
South losing right now, 45-0 on the SCCDA scoreboard. Playoff hope still alive, though, as Kelly Walsh is beating Laramie, which is, that's easy for me to say, exactly what we needed, Steve.
We're going to keep a close eye on that. They'll still be going when we go off the air, so you'll have to tune in to SouthHighBisonAthletics.com tomorrow, because I'm sure Alan will have it posted early in the morning.
Man,
probably by 6 a.m.
My internet's down right now at the corporate offices, so we got a new modem today, and it's not jiving with our routers.
That corporate office.
Those dang corporate offices. They promised us faster internet, and now it's taking down the rest of our routers.
So now South can just kind of let their hair down and do some crazy stuff, but Barker's going to get sacked by number 62, I think.
Sack for a loss of 3.
Lucas Martinez, number 62.
Number 62 is Lucas Martinez on the tackle for the Bronx.
Second down.
Second down and 12 for the Bison from their own 8-yard line.
Still got to play the game strong, Steve. You just cannot just start playing with your heads down, lack of energy type of thing. You still got to hustle. You still got to really make blocks, make good runs.
You got to be strong. Keep the fire burning. Dillsaver with the catch out across the 25. Tackle made by 22. So 8 yards on the reception.
Well, I'll tell you what, Austin threw that ball before he even made his break back. And as soon as Shane turned around, the ball was right there waiting for him.
Third down, call it 4 for the Bison. Barker quickly up. Fake to give. Drops the pass. Oh, he's under pressure. He's got a man. Shane Dillsaver, 40, 42, 43, and still moving the pile. So that's going to be from the 26. Give him 18 yards on the reception. First and 10, Bison.
I'm going to say number 4 for Sheridan made the tackle.
So South starting to air the ball out.
You must have been listening to Keith Kelly last week.
And there we go again. Barker rolls, throws, and again,
that's a catch.
Dillsaver goes down low for it, and he'll haul it into the 38-yard line. So that's 16 and 12 is 28. Oh, no. 6 and 12, that's another 18-yard play. So back-to-back 18-yard completions to Dillsaver. Padding him up a little on senior night. Again, Barker, no, this time he'll give. Jefferson cuts it back. 30. Marquez gets 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Oh, is he in? No. He's marked out at the half-yard line.
Boy, who made the tackle?
So give him 37 on the carry.
Bring up a first down and goal.
So that gets this near-capacity homecoming crowd into a lather.
We can't help
First and goal at the 1. And they'll come out power high. And Jefferson gets it. Oh, my God, how is he not in?
How's he not in?
Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness. Oh, he gets down to about the half-inch line. Holy moly.
Comes up just short of the goal line.
I'm going to say number 51 was on the stop there. Well, I tell you what, if he would have kept running outside, there was nobody there. He turned it right back into the Sheridan defense, and that's why we got it marked.
See what we do
at
here.
The quarter-inch line.
I'd give it to big 45 and let him drive somebody to the middle of the end zone. And nope, they're just going to keep giving it to Jefferson. He is into the end zone. Touchdown. .49 and a half seconds to go.
Jefferson into the end zone.
Fourth quarter. And Soder will come in for his first extra point attempt of the night.
Well, he was booming 35, 40-yard field goals the other night in warm-ups at the end of practice.
Nice snap. Oh, and he kicked someone right in the booty with it. So it's no good, and it's 45-6. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be back with more high school football on 1112 BISN.
Your BISN Network.
Have a package that you need shipped somewhere? Then visit American Storage and Postal. Not only will they custom pack your shipment, but they will also ship the package for you using UPS, FedEx, and USPS. But their service doesn't stop there. At American Storage and Postal, you can also rent mailboxes for personal or business use. They also offer other services such as fax, copying, and notary. Give American Storage and Postal a call at 307-635-9335. That's 307-635-9335. Or visit them at 1903 South Greeley Highway and tell them that 1112 BISN sent you.
Hey, I've got a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job for custom graphics? Here's an idea. Check out Custom Illusions and put on those graphics with their hydro process. Go down to Randy Peterson. And if you got a doubt, hey,
I was trying to do something really cool, and they moved on me as I was zooming in.
So we're South set to kick off here.
Still 7-0, huh?
Central still 13-7 in the fourth.
Which is going to force the three-way tie. And based on WHSAA rules, three-way ties, they go to the top of the standings and they go down the list, and the team with the win against the highest opposing team is the first tiebreaker, and then it's head-to-head after that.
Soder's going to kick it off, and it's going to be fielded at the 10 by, oh no, Shassitz. Gets to the outside. Habercorn, the last guy. Habercorn makes a shoestring tackle, but not before a 51-yard return. And the South defense will come back out on the field.
Is that number 2 who got that?
I don't know if Sheridan will get a playoff. Yeah, Joe Shassitz, number 2. And I believe that's going to just about do it. Sheridan with their second-string quarterback into the game now, but we've got 3 quarters in the book, so after 3 quarters of play, it is Sheridan 45, South 6. You're listening to high school football, 1112 BISN.
Your BISN Network.
Let's talk about the X's and O's of family entertainment. Every parent in Wyoming knows the importance of being able to draw up an activity that'll get you out of the house for a couple of hours. But it needs to be affordable. It needs to be family-friendly. Above all, it needs to be fun. Now, let's talk about high school sports. Bang for your buck, school sports provide the perfect game plan for your family. You'll enjoy all of the drama and excitement competitive sports offer. You'll be supporting the future leaders of our community in a meaningful way. Best of all, you can take the entire family without breaking the bank. Heck, you won't even dent it. Now, enough chalk talk. Let's get out there and see what's playing at the high school in your community. School sports. Good for our kids, good for our community. This message presented by the Wyoming High School Activities Association and the Wyoming Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
So before they snap this ball, I want to give a quick shout out to some of our sponsors, Tri-State Veterinary Clinic, Capital Communications Incorporated, and Buck Holmes, Laramie County Commissioner, who will not be running for a re-election, just so you know.
Why? Come on,
so
Buck.
He can't. He ran a 4-year term this last time.
Buck it up. Buck up, Buck.
But he decided to sponsor us because he really appreciates what we're doing for the South community by offering these free broadcasts.
Also joined in the press box by the legends of the basketball coaching fraternity. Zwanitzer, V-Hill, and Schaefer collectively. Mr. 400 on the mic tonight.
Number 14, carry. Tackle number 5, Sharp Farmer. Play results in the first down.
Boy, how many yards was that play?
11 minutes.
I want to say 12, 13 yards?
Yeah, might as well. Ball at the 29, 1st and 10. Who is the quarterback for Sheridan now? None other than Drew Bodeker. Bodeker is going to hand off up the middle, and there's a tackle there. Is that Rashawn Russell? Get a little action?
Number 15.
Yeah.
With the 4-yard gain.
Give little Rashawn Russell some love.
He is a senior. It's good to get him on the field.
Bison tackle by Rashawn Russell.
Crowd lets him know. They appreciate that good tackle.
2 or 3 of them did anyway. Now in motion. Jet sweep. Oh! Jake Brown overruns it. Boy, then he's smoked there.
78
no,
on the
it's
stop.
76, McHenry and Grossman.
Give Grossman the assist. Who ran that?
22 Campbell.
Oh, did they give him a yard?
Looks like they gave him about a yard on the carry. Well, I'm surprised Jake Brown didn't pull his groin on that play. He kind of foot slipped out from under him when he was cutting back. Now, Bodeker to throw, and wow, way over the head of Riley Sessions. That'll bring up 4th down. And let's see if they're going to bring their field goal kicker in to – this will be –
I just unplugged my camera on accident, guys. I accidentally hit the reset button. So the camera will be back on here momentarily.
Maybe about a 45 or 46 yarder. So this is probably put it right at the 35. So 45 yarder. This is probably in preparation for the playoffs here. Edens has plenty of leg, no doubt. So the 45 yarder, snap, kick, and he booms it. And right down the pipe. Or no
good.
He missed it. Man, I have terrible depth perception. That looked like it was right down the middle to me. And it was wide left.
Boy, you had all the Sheridan viewers, the 2 people that are watching from
they were
Sheridan,
like, yeah!
just cheering on their couches at home, and now it's no good. So.
Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Edens, if you're if you're listening to that.
I don't think we're going to be put on the Wild Preps Friday night.
No, probably not tonight. They'll probably forego this one. So South will back up to the 20, and they'll take 1st and 10. Clock will continue to run. So
8.5 minutes left in this game. South trailing 45-6. What do you think they're going to do?
I don't know. They've been airing it out a little bit as of late. Fake the give to Brown. There goes Jefferson. Right side, and boy, Marquez looked like he had a lane, but then he tried to cut it outside, and He's pulled down by 27. Brian Kerstad, number 27.
Brings up a second down and 11.
I think the whole second team and first team defense of Sheridan has been marked at least once on here. And that's not a bad thing. That just shows you that they substitute really well, Steve, and everybody makes plays when they can.
So, second and 11. And Barker to pass. Quarterback draw. I don't know if it was designed or not. But Barker makes a couple nice little moves, but then he runs into a big feller at the 26.
I'm going to say that's number 63. 63 on the stop.
63 is Jacob Hallam.
Well, he got about
6.
6 yards on that.
A flag on the play. It looks like they're going to mark off a little extra. Yeah. Oh, it's a biggie, too. Must have been a, holy cow, face mask, 15-yarder. So that brings South up to the 41, and they'll go ahead and wind the clock here.
So that high school alumni, South High School alumni is in the house as it's homecoming. We've seen Robert Dilsaver. We've seen Domingo Moya. We've seen
He's looking long. He's got Brendan Nelson, and that's going to be a touchdown for South. And it's going to be 59 yards on the pass and catch, and Brendan just got behind the Sheridan defense. And so South providing a little bit of fireworks here in the second half. And they score a long pass, and that's going to pad those stats nicely for Barker. Let's see if we can Soder and get a little air under this ball.
I think it was a bad snap.
I think whoever got hit last time is probably a little leery down there. Good snap, ball's down, kick is up, and that one's through. So 45-13, 6:56 to go on the SCCDA scoreboard. We'll be back after this timeout on 11-12 BISN.
Your Bison Network.
What do high school students, student athletes, police, fire, and military personnel all have in common? They often have a need to have patches and other items sewn onto letter jackets, jerseys, sports officials' clothing, and uniforms. That's why you need to see A Stitch in Life here in Cheyenne. They are the high-quality, low-price experts for all your patch attachments, sewing, and embroidery needs. Shannon and her staff specialize in sewing and embroidery and will give you fast, quality service for a low price. So if you've earned that academic or athletic letter in high school, proudly serve as a policeman, fireman, or military member, then call A Stitch in Life at 307-426-5009. Once again.
Hey, you know what? I know there are some golf team members that recently got letters, so they're going to need them sewed onto their jackets, so visit A Stitch in Life.
Speaking of A Stitch in Life, I got a report from the owner of Stitch in Life. She actually did get a letter jacket brought in the other day off of Bison Web and Media advertising. So
there you go. Make sure you visit SouthHighBisonAthletics.com for all of your South High Bison athletic information needs.
She's well on her way to paying for that sponsorship
there
from the
go.
10.
That one jacket just probably paid for it.
I don't think it did.
Oh, no. There he goes again.
And we are still going. Jeez, man, get him down. That's Dante Crow with the return. Holy cow.
Is that number 2 or is that number 5?
5. Numero 50, and Big Country goes charging into the game. Big 68.
Well, that's a
get some work done.
46-yard return.
Go chop some wood. Hold your water.
Caleb Price getting marked with his first tackle of the game. Hard-hitting sophomore.
And there's a run there, and breaking free is numbers at 14, and that's a horse collar. You betcha. Marquez, horse collared, Coy, Steele. He gets all the way down to the 03, so that'll move it to the 1.5.
Tackle on the play by Marquez Jefferson. Flag on the play for
That's about all he could do.
I'm sorry, correction, face mask penalty.
So that's going to be a 1.5 yard penalty.
Ball's moved half the distance.
So as an official stat keeper, do you give them that 0.5 yards? There's the trivia question. Do you give them the 0.5 yards? I'm going to say no.
So South on the goal line here. Backs against the wall. Bedeker with the ball, it gives to 14, and he's wrapped up, not going to get in. Being pushed back. And let's see who gets up off the pile there. Looks like Jacob Springer.
See Chris Smith, too.
Jacob Springer on the tackle for South.
Springer, number 16, gets in there for the... I'm going to zoom in on this for you guys, all you watchers there.
Zoom on in, let's see.
Central now leads Evanston 20 to 14.
Ooh, that's still a ball game, 20 to 14.
And Laramie and Kelly Walsh are 7-7 now at half.
Don't say that.
And Bedeker's going to go in himself, score the touchdown.
One-yard touchdown run.
And that'll put it into the 50s, pick at 51-13. Holy moly.
At halftime, Casper, the score is now Kelly Walsh 7 and Laramie 7.
Didn't look Kelly Walsh, is what Noble said. So in for the extra point here.
For the Bison fans that want to know what that means, if South does not come back from this deficit tonight, they will need Laramie to lose for us to have a shot at the playoffs.
Did you really just say that? If South doesn't come back.
Hey, anything's possible.
Anything's possible. 51-13, 4:45 with the running clock. 52 after the PAT's good, so.
No, but in all seriousness, South really needs Laramie to lose because they both have identical records. If Laramie loses, then we have the tiebreaker.
7-7 at half. Gillette
on the SCCDA
East.
Scoreboard. Steve's just begging to get me sued tonight.
Hey, I've said it a bunch of times.
That's cool to hear about that with a Stitch in Life, man.
Yeah.
So make sure you visit a Stitch in Life. As a matter of
She's ready
fact,
for you.
if you're watching, visit them at 1024 East Pershing. If you don't know where it's at, if you go to Dairy Queen, it's just on the left-hand side of Dairy Queen. So make sure you get yourself a Blizzard before you go over there and see him, or go see him afterwards. See?
You hear that, Randy Philbin? There's a plug for you.
He is the scoreboard for the winter season. So
Yes. I think I've got a peanut butter parfait coming my way when I go down there. So we'll kick it off here, 4:45, and then the clock will run again. South will go on offense. Fans, if you're on the computer listening to us when this game's over, go to wildpreps.com and you can find on the scores and stats link. Oh, they're going to let him go out of the end zone, Jefferson. But if you go on Wild Preps, they have a – oh, don't tell me he fumbled the ball.
Marquez Jefferson on the return for South.
Nope, South will keep it. But you can go on wildpreps.com. There is a link to the Kelly Walsh-Laramie game if you want to listen in on that. Looks like they've got about the whole second half to go over there, and this one will be done shortly. We'll have a brief Mile High Lawn and Tree post game show. So South will come out now with Romero and I believe Nelson. Barker, pitch. Jefferson, boy, he stretches it way out toward the sideline, then cuts it up, and it looks like number 38. We don't have a 38 listed. 28.
28.
Jasic Axamit. Try that one.
Boy, Coach Schaefer nailed that one.
He did. He's a true professional. Hey, here's Tashaikas. What's up?
Tashaikas Stanislaus, Junior Bison.
Stanislaus.
Jeremiah O'Brien.
And now Keyshawn's going to try the half-pass.
And it's going to get intercepted.
Yep, halfback pass is to be intercepted by number 4, Clayton Partridge.
In a pear tree.
Keyshawn Farmer's pass is intercepted by number 4, Clayton Partridge.
3 interceptions on the night for the Bison, 3 thrown interceptions.
So that ought to about do it. Sheridan ought to be able to probably just about run this last 3 minutes off the clock here. South's going to have to wait to find out what their fate is as far as the playoff berth goes. They will be rooting for Kelly Walsh to beat Laramie. South has never been in the playoffs in football.
Ever.
They have, however, made 2 trips to the state tournament in basketball.
Yes, they have, actually.
Let's just put that out there for the fans.
Going to be 3 this year.
So Bodeker in the shotgun gives straight ahead.
Oh, he just got stuck.
Yeah, and that looks like the next generation of Sheridan back there because he certainly doesn't run with the same fervor as those
Is that number 44?
It is Derek Vela. Or Vila.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. 55 or 58 made the stop. Number 44.
44, Vela.
Derek Vila on the carry. Tackled by number 55, Nick Sayway.
But that time there's a pile.
17 is going to be in that.
12, Jess Eaton's on the carry. Gain of about 5.
So third and about 6 to go. 128.
Chris Smith was one of the ones who made the first contact on there, and then about 9 other Bison jumped in to stop that.
And one big fella fell on the pile. Give up the middle, hit initially, and solo tackle Chris Smith there. That was a nice play.
That's actually number 32 carrying the ball, isn't it?
Chris Smith, a nice play.
Yeah, that's number 32 carrying the ball.
Carter Mangus.
Loss on the play brings up a 4th down and 6.
47.3 seconds left.
And timeout South. So see what they can do here. We're going to keep it here. Alan's going to compile some stats. We'll try to abbreviate the Mile High Lawn and Tree postgame show a little bit. So if you choose to, you can get over to KOWB or go to Wild Preps and see if there's a link on there to KOWB. For those of you who might want to listen to the second half of the Laramie-Kelly Walsh game on your computer, smartphone, or tablet.
Once again, I want to give a shout-out to our sponsors. They're up there on the video screen: S&J Signs, Mile High Lawn and Tree Care, Misty Woods, Dairy Queen, SCCDA, YDOT, Buck Homes, American Storage and Postal, Tri-State Veterinary Clinic, Capital Communications Incorporated, LCCC, and Benchmark Engineering.
As well as Phil Vihill's Traveling Party DJ service. He plays bar mitzvahs, weddings. That's where the party's at.
He spins it.
He even plays quinceañeras. Up the middle. Oh, and the running back was tackled by the invisible man that time. I don't know who you give credit to. 71 was the guy standing over him when he fell down. Hunter Deffenbaugh. Oh, my God. And so that's going to move it ahead on the South penalty and make it 4th and 2.
Bison brings up a 4th down and 2.
Coming this way. Oh, hit hard. Who was on the initial contact there?
Whoever smoked him. That was.
Looks like they're patting old Bryce Soder on the back.
Who made the carry?
Looks like Bryce Soder on the tackle for South.
Was that number 32?
88. Oh, I don't know who ran it. I think 88 made the tackle.
Boy, they got 2 yards. That's close.
And Pugh's got some kind of sort of issue. That wasn't a first down. I didn't think that was a first down. I thought with the penalty, it made it 4th down, but regardless.
Yeah, but they got the first down on that carry. But they should have measured it. That looks close enough for a measurement, in my opinion. I mean,
so nevertheless, out of the South still have 1 timeout. So Sheridan could probably just run it out here.
Sure, South probably called that timeout to get some seniors out there. Last home game of their career. Do you see any seniors out there? And here comes the knee.
So that's going to do it here. Final score from South is Sheridan 52, South 13. So let's take a quick timeout, and we will be back with the Mile High Lawn and Tree Care postgame show. Again, the final score here from BISN Stadium is Sheridan 52, South 13. We'll be back with recap the stats from tonight, look at some scores from around the state, and then bid you adieu here on 1112 BISN.
Your BISN Network.
Again, that's 307-426-5009, or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard for all your sewing, tailoring, and embroidery needs. And make sure to tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
Here's a question. Why pay all that money for an expensive airbrush or paint job to get those custom graphics? Go see Randy Peterson at Custom Illusions to get those custom graphics put on through their hydro dipping process. From mild to wild, if it fits, it dips. And if you have any questions, give them a call at 634-DIP. That's 634-3477. Or stop in at 909 East Fox Farm Road, number 1. Custom Illusions, your hydro dipping and automotive specialist.
Is your home beginning to look like an episode of Hoarders on the A&E network? Then head over to American Storage and Postal. With 555 storage units ranging from 5x10 to 12x42, they'll have the right size unit that fits your needs. American Storage also has warehouse units with heat, phone, and power. No need to worry about the security of your belongings because American Storage is equipped with 24-hour video surveillance and a computer-controlled entry system to ensure the safety and security of you and your property. So before the clutter pushes you out of your house, call American Storage at 307-635-9335. Or go see them at 1903 South Freely Highway and tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
Tired of paying rent? Tired of living in a house where a landlord tells you what is or what is not allowed in the home? Then visit Misty Woods from Number One Properties at mistywoods.com. That's MISTIE woods.com and begin your journey to owning your own home. Search through all of the homes that Misty has listed on her website. Then schedule a meeting with Misty and let her get to work for you. Misty will help you find the home that meets your needs. And the best part is, she will walk you through each and every step of your purchase and truly guide you through the entire process until you sign your name on the dotted line. Your path to owning your own home is only a click away at mistywoods.com.
Are you a high school student that has received an academic, athletic, music, or any other type of high school letter? If you are, then bring your letter and your letterman's jacket to A Stitch in Life, located at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard, and have them sew that patch onto your letterman's jacket for you. Specializing in sewing, tailoring, and embroidery, A Stitch in Life will bring your letterman's jacket to life. Give A Stitch in Life a call at 307-426-5009 or visit them at 1024 East Pershing Boulevard and let them know 1112 BISN sent you.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in Wyoming. This is sportsmanship. School sports. It's not the outcome.
Hey, this is Alan and Steve back here live on the Mile High Lawn and Tree Care postgame show. We're going to go over some stats, call it a quick night here because my battery's about to die for some reason. keeps getting unplugged.
So the final score, 52-13. Sheridan comes down, number 3 in the state. They'll go to 7-2 on the season. And here's Alan for the post-game stats.
Well, you know, South actually had a pretty good night. I mean, when you look at the yardage totals, a lot of that came in the second half, but they ended up with 259 yards total offense, 123 of those yards on the ground, 67 yards by Marquez Jefferson and 1 touchdown, and leading the passing for South High School, Austin Barker, 7 out of 15 for 136 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, also 2 fumbles. He'll be credited with the fumbles on the bad center exchanges there. And then going to Sheridan, Sheridan finished the game with 292 yards rushing, 49 yards passing. They did have 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions, no fumbles for Sheridan, and that's why you got the 52-13 win. Sheridan goes on to the playoffs as right now they're sitting at number 3, if I'm correct, in the standings. A lot's going to happen with the Gillette East game. They own the tiebreaker over East as they went to Cheyenne and thrashed them earlier in the season. South needs a lot of help right now. First of all, they need Laramie to lose. They cannot have Laramie lose. Natrona cannot come back against Rock Springs. I mean, Rock Springs can't come back against Natrona. So we'll go from there and see what happens. Steve, final thoughts?
Well, you know, it's just going to have to be a wait-and-see situation for South to see what happens tonight. Again, if you go to wildpreps.com and look, there's a link on there to KOWB Radio in Laramie. They are calling the game, so you can go to Wild Preps and listen to the second half of that game. South, you know, you hate to be in a position where you have to have somebody else do something for you, but
at least you're in that position to have that.
in that position to have that. So also check out SouthHighBisonAthletics.com. They'll have updates maybe tonight if they know, or, well, no, the internet's down over there, so check tomorrow. But we'll have something for you for sure. We'll find out what's going on, and we're going to say goodnight to you here from Bison Stadium. Steve McDonald, Alan Cummings, Sheridan 52, South 13. And thanks for listening to High School Football 11-12 BISN.
Your Bison Network.